guys, it's me, Val Toxic Free. Welcome, happy Monday. I'm going to do a quick video today because I've got another one planned, so that's going to be a bit longer than this. So anyway, I have noticed in the comments of a lot of videos recently, especially the ones, well, mainly the ones, if not only the ones, on Chris Watts and Shanann Watts. A lot of people still don't understand what narcissism is. I watched a video recently and I've seen lots of comments, and one video was basically saying that he wasn't a narcissist because he hadn't been diagnosed with narcissism. You don't get diagnosed with narcissism unless you've been told to by a court. It's a court order, a judge has ordered you, or you're in jail and you're getting treatment. Narcissists do not go to the doctors and sit there and go, hi. I hate people. I've got this huge ego and I have no empathy, and you know, I just manipulate people and I want to hurt my wife all the time and I'm hating everybody and everybody upset, and you know, they don't go to the doctors for that. So I'm going to get that out there now. Narcissists do not get diagnosed by doctors. You can't go to a doctor with flu and he says, oh, sorry to tell you this, but whilst you're here, let me just let you know you're a narcissist. It doesn't work like that. So I want to get that one out there. So again, I recently watched this video and he wouldn't believe that he was a narcissist because he hadn't been diagnosed with one. It's not a flu symptom, you know, not chicken pox. So that's one thing, because there's a difference between narcissistic traits, being narcissistic, and NPD, which is a mental health disorder, which is basically harmful to others. A good ego, Kim Kardashian side, you know, posing, yes, you know, a little bit arrogant, whatever. And then you go over to the side, you've got Charles Manson and you've got Chris Watts, and you've got, you know, Jeffrey Dahmer and Ted Bundy. They're psychopaths. Can't get the words out today. Psychopaths have narcissism and are narcissists, but narcissists are not psychopaths. And I've said that a lot of time in a lot of videos. So I'm seeing in comments people saying a lot in the videos going, oh, Chris wasn't the narcissist, Shanann was the narcissist because she was controlling and she was bossy. No, they're healthy narcissist traits. We can all have healthy traits of narcissism. We can all feel good about ourselves. We can all have a quick glance in the mirror and going, looking cool. You know, we all want to look good. We all like taking selfies. We all like people saying, you look really pretty. It's healthy. It's when we need that feed, like oxygen. It's when we need that supply from people, like, you know, our life literally, you know, our life is on the line if we don't get it. These people, narcissists, NPD, people with NPD, they go out of their way to gain supply. They manipulate. They make people love them through lies and deceit and manipulation so that they can get that ego boost, so that they can get that person to love them and make them feel special, and they'll pretend to give it back for a while and then they destroy you. So there's a scale, one end to the other end, and there's 9 different traits of narcissism, and you've got to have at least 5 traits of them to be NPD. So I just want to put that out there. Please guys, I've done a lot of videos on narcissists, and I know with the Chris Watts video, we've obviously, people who click onto it, they're not in our community. And I've said this is why I've done some Chris Watts videos, is because I wanted to try and reach people who weren't in our community, who hadn't come into the community because they'd already been through it. I wanted to try and get it to those who haven't been through it. And there's a lot of people who've subscribed, and thank you so much for subscribing because of my Chris Watts videos. I appreciate that. But guys, you still think that narcissism is somebody who just takes photos, is somebody controlling, somebody that puts lots of videos. Shanann loved her kids. Shanann did lots of videos on her children, and Shanann worked for Thrive, and Shanann worked and used Facebook as her business. You know, Shanann was a positive, great woman. If anybody wants to disagree with me, well, fine. You know, she was strong, she was loving, she was empathic, and she may have had the odd little egotistical trait, but that's healthy. That is a healthy trait to have. So I'm just wanting to put that out there. You don't go to the doctors and get diagnosed with narcissism. Narcissists do not think there's anything wrong with them. People with NPD have a mental health disorder. They don't think that they have a problem, so they will not go to the doctors for, you know. And what it also does, people that have been in relationships with covert narcissists, somatic narcissists, that's why I wanted to do the Chris Watts video, to point out other types of narcissism. And I used his traits. Now, it doesn't mean that he was what I said, but I was using traits of Chris Watts to educate and kind of introduce other types of narcissism to people so they could understand it a little bit more. But there's so much confusion still about narcissists, that they are just people like Kim Kardashian, you know, Paris Hilton, Kanye West. They've got the grandiose trait side of it. They've got the traits where it's their egos. They think they're better. They've got this fantasy of success. They've got a godlike kind of like personality. That's the side. But there's the side of narcissist traits that are lack of empathy, manipulating. I've got a list here somewhere. Prepared as usual. Okay, so an overwhelming grandiose sense of self, has constant fantasies of unlimited success and power. These manifest themselves differently depending on who they are in. That might manifest itself in a different way in Kanye West, but in somebody like Jeffrey Dahmer or Ted Bundy or Chris Watts, it manifests itself in a negative, malignant way. Requires constant admiration because of their fragile self-esteem. Can only be understood by others who are as special as they are and as unique as they are. Has an unrealistic sense of entitlement. Expects others to cater to their needs and wishes. Exploits others to get what they want. Lacks empathy for others. Focuses on envy, as every other target of theirs is envious of them. I don't know if I've read that right, but hey, envy. Everybody's envious of them and they're envious of everybody else. Displays constant arrogant attitudes and behaviours. For a person to be diagnosed with NPD, they need to meet 5 or more of the above symptoms on a regular basis. Many people refer to someone with these symptoms as being narcissistic, implying the person would likely meet the tribe. Blah, 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 blah. But anyway, please, 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 people out there, don't just throw around the word narcissist. I was with a covert narcissist and he nearly destroyed me. There are people who destroy other people. They take people's self-worth. They demoralise, they devalue and they discard. And they lie. And people have been married to narcissists and only found out that they are narcissists after years of being with them. And to go back and to have to look at your life as being one big lie is just destructive. So when you look at somebody who's taking a selfie and you go, oh, he's a narcissist. No, he's not a narcissist. He's a posing little knobhead. It's got nothing to do with NPD at all. And what it does do, people who are watching and reading these comments who've actually been destroyed by a proper person with NPD, Narcissistic Personality Disorder, is heartbreaking and it's painful. So people need to understand that. Please just stop throwing the word around like it's nothing, because narcissists kill people. And it devalues those people that have actually had a narcissist relationship. It devalues me. If I see a comment that says, oh yeah, Shannon Watts was a narcissist, it triggers me into reacting, into wanting to defend myself and say, do you know what a narcissist really is? And I want that to happen. I want more people to know what a narcissist is. It's like antisocial personality disorder. It's a sociopathy. It's a sociopath. They're dangerous people. So when you say to your friend, oh, you're an antisocial person because you won't go out for a drink, they're throwing it around loosely. It doesn't actually mean what it means. It's just disgusting. And for people to not understand it, it hurts. And people have been destroyed by it. So I just want to try and put it out there that, you know, we have to defend ourselves. It's like saying to somebody who's been raped, oh, a rapist, they're the people that just touch you, aren't they? They're the people that just go, you know, step over your boundaries. And no. People who have the worst experiences with people like rapists, paedophiles, narcissists. And we need to know exactly what these words mean and not throw them around loosely. because it demeans those that have been through complete and utter devastation from these people. And also, whilst I'm on the subject, this is what made me want to do this subject, was because I'm seeing a lot of comments in the Chris Watts videos where people are going into just try and bait people into arguments, because I've had it a lot of times where when there's a huge, big, dramatic, heart-wrenching case or something that happens in the world that draws out a lot of love and a lot of empaths and a lot of people that care and that are writing comments and upset, you get the trolls and you get the narcissists and you get the haters that are dropping their little quotes in there, going, oh yeah, you know, Chris Watts was he was abused by Shanann was the narcissist, oh, she deserved it. These aren't people that we really need to start trying to argue our you know, we need to leave those kind of comments alone, because firstly, they're ignorant, because they really don't care about what they're saying. Secondly, they don't understand narcissism, so trying to explain something in a comment to somebody who doesn't understand something is worthless. And also the trolls, and they're probably narcissists themselves. They're trying to get a reaction out of us in the comments. They drop that in there and they see the threads going and they see people fighting against each other, and they're just doing it to create, they're like parasites. They're like, if there's a train crash or a car crash, they're the rubberneckers. They're the ones that are going around the crowds, taking pictures and trying to get the drama, trying to, you know, milk it all, because they love drama and they have no empathy. So that's another thing. Please, guys, if you see any comments in the underneath the videos, they're just trolls starting arguments. And then to try and have opinions with these people and try and change their opinion and say, no, I've done it, and this is why I'm doing this video, because I've been there. I've tried to, it doesn't work. I've been accused of making hundreds of Chris Watts videos. No, I made 2. One 6 months ago and one a month ago. That's it. You know, and this case has hurt and broken a lot of hearts, because we all see so much going on. We see the footage of the girls, and it's heartbreaking. And for the trolls to jump on that, and for the trolls to be parasitic and want to push buttons of the empathic people who are writing the comments and showing how much they care, you need to ignore those parasites. And the people that say, oh, you know, they're just saying nasty things to bait us into getting hurt and upset, because we're there with our hearts on our sleeves. So they're there trolling us and jumping on the bandwagon and trying to wind us up. And it's like a buffet. It's like an all-you-can-eat bloody buffet for these people. They're parasites. They're like flies around shit. If there's something to go at, they'll go at it. And they'll mingle in with us all and then start going, oh yeah, and just wind us all up. So that's what I wanted to say, is that we just need to ignore comments. I would normally leave troll comments up, and I normally do. If they're against me, if they're about me, I leave them up, because I'm quite big enough and ugly enough to look after myself in the comments. But if somebody's going to start trolling Shanann and the kids or anything like that, I delete it. It's going. Because they're not here to defend themselves. So that's all I really wanted to say. Please learn about narcissists. The people that are doing the videos that I've seen that don't understand narcissism and don't see him as being a narcissist because he wasn't diagnosed with it. You don't get diagnosed with narcissism. Even if you went to couples therapy and you went with your husband, the narcissist will manipulate the therapist. He'll sit there and he'll twist and turn, and he'll blame the other half, and he'll change the context, and he'll flip the script, and he'll lie. And these people can con psychologists. So there's no way that a doctor is going to diagnose with somebody with narcissism. So no, Chris Watts was not diagnosed with narcissism. Whether he's getting any help or whether he's getting looked at or examined or whatever, they should do tests on that man as well to try and figure out what the hell went on with his head. But it's just not something you can diagnose just like that. So give people a break. People that have been in relationships with narcissists, it's traumatic. So don't throw that word around, please. Okay. That's all I wanted to say. Take care, guys. Speak soon. Bye-bye.